barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I got to do this video. I just heard Corey Lee's boxing video. First I want to preface this. I was running late to get the shaved ice. They close at 5 o'clock. It's 5:25 here in LA, and they let me in. Shaka's in Monterey Park. I don't know if you guys ever been there, but it's pretty dope. But I'm gonna eat this while I do this video. I can't take this in the house because there's too many kids running around and I only got one. So anyways, man, Corey Lee Boxing did a video with Hurd's trainer, and I kept on forgetting to do this video, but I want to preface this video. You guys know I really like Hurd. I really like Charlo. I genuinely believe that's a 50-50 fight, but because I have to be real honest with my boxing fans, I'm going to do my due diligence and cover this fight and treat it as if it's like Hearns Leonard. I think this fight is just something special. We deserve to see this fight, and I'm going to cover it. And the reason why I'm going to cover this fight is because both camps, Jamal Charlo, I actually spent the day with Jared Hurd, has afforded me the time. So whenever they fight moving forward, I'm going to cover them. Whether they're fighting in a small card in Austin, Texas, or DMV, Maryland, I'm going to cover their cards because they rightfully deserve it. So I don't want this video to get misconstrued. I'm going to be very clear and very concise with my words. Right? I saw a couple of videos online. It's been a couple of days, so I don't want to, I'm not going to say any names, not because of fear, but I just literally forgot. And there were some videos of people that I follow that say Jared Hurd is ducking. By no means is Jared Hurd ducking Jamal Charlo. Not by any stretch of the imagination. First of all, we have to give, I'm going to bring this back full circle, so bear with me. This may be a long video. Jared Hurd, you got to give Jared Hurd credit. He fought Lara, the best boxer. Probably, if you extract Lomachenko, he's the best boxer, 154 and below. I mean, for real. I mean, Rigo, Lomachenko, I'm talking about the best pure boxers that uses the entire ring. Floyd Mayweather's retired. So, at the end of the day, you got to give this man credit for fighting this man with a bum shoulder. He was taking cortisone shots. And all my professional athletes and college athletes, you know very well what cortisone shots is. It's just a big band-aid. It's just a big band-aid. It doesn't heal the injury, but it makes you forget about it for those 3 or 4 hours that you're playing. So people were saying that he was ducking him because he got the injury. Not really. As Ernesto said, they wanted to be 100% for the Jamal Charlo fight, which is the biggest fight in 154 in terms of actual fighting and in terms of actual fan appeal. And he believed, in my eyes, he believed he could beat Kell Brook with the same shoulder injury. And he wants to be 100% for Jamal Charlo. So at the end of the day, you gotta stand up and give Jamal Charlo, Jared Hurd, a round of applause for fighting with a bum shoulder. And no one wants to go into their Super Bowl with any injuries. Now, let's be fair and let's be clear, all right? Now, as the title suggested, if you're calling Hurd a ducker, then Jamal Charlo has to fight has to fight Lara. All right? He has to fight Lara. And the reason why he has to fight Lara is because that is the most credible opponent he can possibly fight. Now, there are 2 other fights that we're willing to accept, right? Jaime Munguia, and somebody got to get that Kell Brook money, all right? Go fight him over there, take all his money, you know what I mean? Both Jamal Charlo, Lara, and Hurd are better than Kell Brook at 54. I think Kell Brook is a small 54. But so if that's the case, then you gotta actually ask Jamal Charlo, why isn't he fighting Lara? Now, I understand the business of boxing and why he's not fighting Lara. He said it in my interview when I covered actually Hurd versus Lara. He said if Lara fights Jamal Charlo will never ever train with Ronnie Shields ever again, because he's not going to train with a guy that's training a fighter to defeat his brother. And you know, those guys are not those guys. The Charlo brothers are loyal to the soil, and I love and respect everything about it. I love how they promote themselves. I love their confidence. I love the fact that they honestly know what the fuck is going on in these YouTube videos. They know who's saying who's saying what, why you're saying it. And man, you just missed them, man. I was like, you were the last person. Oh man. That was another guy trying to get in, man. I'm telling you, man. I mean, something as little as a shaved ice. All year I've been turning water into wine, like for real, for real. And but as I digress back, the Charlos know exactly what the hell y'all saying online. They watch all the videos. They know who's who. They know your face. And they're wise for doing that. If I was a fighter, I would know every media member. I would take the time to reach out to every media member and do an interview, whether it's for 2 minutes or whether it's for 20 minutes. I would take the time to do it, especially the ones that's going to be covering the fights consistently. Like, you know, you got the Ellies, you got the Fight Hypes, you got me, you have Dante, and so on and so forth, right? Where we actually spend our own money to actually cover the fights to make these fighters' profiles a whole lot better. We make a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, it all goes back into the sport of boxing. And so, with that being said, we got to be fair. I do not believe Jared Hurd is ducking Jamal Charlo. Not 1% do I believe he's ducking Jamal Charlo. I believe that I believe Jared Hurd took the road less traveled to get to the belts. He fought Lara, which is the toughest opponent you can ask for. You know, especially when he's going to mix up boxing and fighting. Phew, that's a tough task. That is a tough task. That is a tough mountain to climb, right? And I'll say this: Hurd deserves a hometown fight, and I'm going to cover it. The reason why I'm going to cover it, first of all, Hurd, you got to check your DMs. I've been trying to interview you for like a week regarding to this duck situation, because I think people needs to hear it coming out of your mouth. Hurd deserves a hometown fight against a bum. I don't care who it is. Maybe you put him and the Russell brothers on a card, and you sell out a 5,000 person arena. They deserve it, man. Like, the Russells deserve it, man. Their entire family is dedicated to the sport of boxing, you know. And the Hurd, limited amateur career. I don't know how many fights he has. 25 fights. I don't know how many. I don't know his record. I know he's undefeated, but he has 3 belts, the IBO belt, you know. So he's a unified, undefeated 154-pound champion. I know I'm either pissing you guys off eating this shaved ice, or you like, man, I want one. But it's hot as fish grease out here, man. And ice cream temperature is not low enough, so I got to get a shaved ice. But Jared, I like Jared Hurd. I like Jamal Charlo. I like Jamal. I like them both, man. And I'll do a prediction video later on down the line. When that fight gets signed, I'm going to break that shit down like I do every other fight. And they're going to respect the fact that I'm going to break that fight down. And whoever I choose is whoever I choose. Now, I still love them equal because they afforded me the time, right? They have allowed me to come in their gym and spend time with them. Me and Derek James get along. Like, I love Derek James. I really like Ernesto. I believe our relationships will get better. We just became, for the sake of this video, intimate. We've only had one intimate conversation in terms of boxing. Go check out my videos when I was covering the Gary Russell fight. But I just wanted to be clear. Hurd is not ducking anyone. First, you got to give him credit for fighting Lara with the bum shoulder. You got to give this man credit. You got to give this man dumb credit for fighting Lara on a cortisone shot. Jermell Charlo got to go back in the lab and work on his jab. You know what I mean? Not telegraph his right hand. You know, they all got shit to work on. Hurd got to work on not being square so much. You know, work on his head movement. They both got flaws, and that's what makes it so fucking dynamite. Because both them motherfuckers are gonna hit the shit out of each other, and guess what? We ain't gotta feel the pain. We just gotta watch, and for me, media, I gotta do my due diligence, but I get to sit ringside and watch literally two fucking gladiators fight they fucking ass off. It's gonna be broken noses, black eyes. The corners are going to have to be Trump tight. Derek James, you're going to have to be Trump tight for that fight. Ernesto, you're going to have to be Trump tight for that fight, because it's going to be a war of wills in that motherfucking fight. Whose will be broken first? I'll say this shit again, whose will be broken first? All right? And I don't know who. I'm not even thinking about breaking down that fight until that shit gets signed. All right, I'm just going to enjoy the journey. But by no means, and I believe this sincerely, and you guys know I don't say shit just for the sake of saying shit, right? Hurd is not ducking Jermell Charlo. It's the business of boxing, guys. We got to get there. We got to get to our destination safely at its highest point, right? And I believe Juneteenth would be a great time to have this fight in the capital, in Vegas, but I think that would be a great time to have this fight. I'm going to send some messages to Al Heyman. We need to recognize that fucking weekend as a fight holiday for us. Since we don't have the Cinco de Mayo holiday anymore with Canelo still alive, right? Why don't we create our own? Black Fight Fan mentioned that before. I think it'll be a beautiful gesture. Or maybe Malcolm X. We had a fight Malcolm X weekend. The Russell brothers fought May 19th. I believe that date was. That was, I believe May 19th is Malcolm X's birthday. Russell defeated Jojo Diaz, who I think Jojo Diaz is an extraordinary fighter. But I just wanted to come on and do this video. Shout out to Corey Lee's Boxing. I had a chance to meet him while I was in the DMV covering the Russell. Humble guy, grinder. I'm great. I had a chance to meet you, and I'm totally looking forward to this fight. So, guys, I'm not saying be patient and don't have expectations, but we got to have realistic expectations. If you are a fight fan, you got to respect the sport of boxing. It's like when you're in your house, right? And you have a wife, or if you're a female boxing fan, you have a husband. Like, you want to do certain things right now, but the business in your house won't allow you to do it right now. You got to go through the logistics of it, right? And that's boxing. One spouse is the fan of boxing, and one spouse is the business of boxing. Just like one parent is the cool parent, the other parent is the mean parent, right? So we get all of that. So anyways, man, I just wanted to make this video. I think we're in a great place in terms of boxing. We got 3 extraordinary fights coming up in the next 18 months. I believe, I think they're extraordinary. I think we're going to get a unification bout with Errol Spence in the next 18 months. We're going to get the 154 unification bout, and we'll get the heavyweight championship unification bout. So we're getting all these unification bouts in the next 18 months. What more could we ask for? If we get a unification bout, a big time, once every 6 months, that's beautiful. I mean, we want them to be back to back. I'm not saying I don't want them right now. I do, but I understand, because I have relationships with people in boxing that manage the fighters and networks and stuff like that. I accept the reality, right? What do I want? Yeah, I want these motherfuckers to fight every week. You know what I mean? But, you know, their bodies wouldn't hold up. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to finish this shaved ice before I get in the house. Hopefully you guys Follow me on Instagram. I want you guys to go see the picture I posted on Instagram. I think it's very polarizing. I think it's a great video. I want you guys to go watch the video with Ernesto on Corey Lee's boxing, Hurd's training. I may come back and do a video. I'm gonna rewatch this and make sure I didn't miss any key points. But by no means is no one ducking each other. Jamel Charlo's not ducking Hurd. Hurd is not ducking Jamel Charlo. Them motherfuckers gonna hit each other in the fucking face all fucking night. And at the end of the day, who's gonna be standing? That's what I believe. That's genuinely what I believe. I don't think no one is. Whew. Oh man, Castillo. I can never watch that Castillo. He died. Castillo and Corrales. I can't watch that fight. It comes on in my mentions, like on YouTube. I just go bypass it. I can't watch the highlights of it. And Corrales' one word answer at the end of that fight made me have the utmost respect for him. He says, Jim Gray asked him about that fight. He said it was an honor. What? It was an honor to get your head bashed in before you stopped them in the late rounds? Whew. Let me tell you one thing. If you like infighting, if you like power right hands, if you like throwing the jab to set up the right hand, you're going to love Jamel Charlo versus Jarrett Hurd. They're not getting out of each other's way. And you're going to love it. So anyways, as I digress back into the ending of this video, go to my Instagram right now. You don't have to follow me. Go to my Instagram and watch and look at that picture I just posted on the 4th of July. All right? And just have a conversation with yourself. If you have someone you can talk to about that picture, I don't think I can post that picture on YouTube because it might get flagged. You know, I got, you know what I mean? But go to my Instagram and watch and look at that picture. You don't have to like it. You don't have to follow me. But have a conversation with yourself. Whether you're white, black, tall, short, or brown, go to my Instagram. My Instagram will be in the description box. So anyways, man, barbershop conversation, man. Salute to the Charlos. Salute to the Hurd. I can't wait to cover you guys. I'm excited. I love covering you guys. You guys give me tons of sound bites. And I don't care who you fight next, Hurd. I'm going to cover the fight. All right. I don't care who you fight next, Charlo. I'm going to cover the fight because I enjoy y'all. And I will say this. There's a difference between covering a fight and fighters wanting you to cover their fights. In my eyes, the Charlos enjoy me covering the fight because they know I don't give a fuck. I'm going to ask them questions. Now, I'm cool with them. So because I'm in the hip-hop culture, I can kind of dibble and dabble with them and have fun with them and still ask tough questions. I get all of that shit. And same thing I think with Hurd. My relationship with Hurd is developing. You understand what I'm saying? But two extraordinary guys, man. Not very few at the top. And these guys are at the top of 54 where they are cool and casual in front of me. You guys been watching fighting, boxing for long enough to know that shit. So, anyways, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.